Hello everyone, this is Tina. In this video, we are going to talk about context APIs inside the React, which can be used for communication between components across different levels. First, we will see a problem here on the right side. So as you can see, we have a component 1, which has a user, by default is Jesse Hill, and which deployed on, which also rendered on the page, hello Jesse, right? And what I want is, in component 1, have a component 2. And what I want is component 2 is a parent, is a child of component 1. Component 3 is a child of component 2. Component 4 is a child of component 3. Component 5 is a child of component 4. I just want to display this user, okay, and in component 5 here, hello user again. But between component 1 and component 5, they are kind of like a great parent, right? Which is across multiple level. We have to go through component 2, component 3, component 4, component 5 until reach component 5, okay? So one way to do that is, because they do have, the component 1 and component 5 do have relationship, which is great parent with child, okay? So we can pass this user state to component 2 as a props. See here, props. Here have props. And from component 2, pass to component 3 as props. From component 3, pass to component 4 as props. From component 4, pass to component 5 until reach to component 5 as props, then we can use it. Based on the code you see so far, because for this user, it will only be used in component 1 and component 5. It's component 2, component 3, component 4. They don't use the user, okay? They don't need a user. But in order to pass from component 1 to component 5, we have to go through all of the component 2 to component 4. Okay, in order to get it pass the user to component 5. And this problem is called the prop drilling. Okay, so state should be held by the highest parent in the stack that requires access state. So this one it talk about the state is inside the user, okay? So we have so many nested components. The component at the top and bottom of stack need access to a state, and we already explained this is we use props, and but we here has a problem is props drilling, because only component 2, component 3, component 4 don't need it, but unfortunately we still need to pass props one by one. And to solve the problem, we can use React Context API. It's designed to manage simple, globally interesting values. That is to say, values that can be used by many components across the application. So if from app and this B is a child of A is a child of app, okay? So if I want to pass the data from app to this B, either through props to A, props to B, right? Another way is to using the context directly pass to B, and which is like from the from the app pass to direct child, okay? You can from app, which is the context pass to everywhere inside this React application. This is a multi-layer, right? This is a context API to do. To use that, we have 3 steps. First, creating a context, then providing, then consuming. I'm going to use a demo. First is a theme, okay? Inside a theme, we're going to have a theme toggle, and we're going to have a theme home, okay? Then we'll do refactoring based on that. So here I have a multi-level, because later on I have to create a folder called the context. That's why I have a multi-level folder name here. And then here we'll have 2 component here. One is called home.tsx, and another one is called what's it? Let's call theme toggler. toggle.tsx. Let me double check. Sorry, I think the what's the is theme toggle. Okay. Oh, toggle theme is in under the home. Okay. So here, home RFC. Okay. Just double check RFC. And in the home, here we'll have H1 home. And then here we'll have a toggle, not a toggle event. Theme toggle. Theme toggle. Okay. And what's going to happen is here I'm going to have a class which is called theme.css. Okay, and here we'll have two class. One is called light. I will make the color color. Color is black, and then we'll have a background color which is white. Okay. And then I'm going to have another one which is a dark. Dark will have color is white. We'll have background color is black. Now let's move next to test first. Here we can have a class name. Class name is a light or dark. So here we have to import the CSS. We have to import .theme theme.css. Okay. So now let's see if it works. So far I'm going to have a home here. Home. Okay. Now import home. Let me make it to be automatically to import it. And then let's see. So here I have a home toggle. Then I can switch this one to be dark. Okay, and go here. You will see dark theme. So what we're going to achieve is when I here in the theme toggle, I'm going to have a button which is switch between dark and light. Okay. So the way we want to do is I'm going to directly put, because here the theme toggle, the relationship between all of them is app going to be the top parent, then inside I have child home, then inside I have a toggle, theme toggle. Okay, so I don't want to go through steps, so I'm going to here, I'm going to have a const theme. Okay, toggle theme. Okay, to equal set theme equals what? Equals use state. By default, it's a dark. Okay, it's a light. Okay, by default, it's a light. Then I'm going to also have a const toggle theme, and which going to do is set theme we are going to do is set theme to be if current one previous. Okay, yes, what thing previous if is light equal to light, then we are going to set value to be dark and otherwise to be light. Okay, we are do checking use this way because I want to get a previous value, or either you use if else condition. If current theme is a light, then use set theme dark, else else is set the theme to be light. Okay, so here is one statement. If I have a set theme previous value which represent the current value. Okay, if it's a light, then I will display dark, otherwise I will use light. Then for here for the home, I'm going to pass two values. One is the current theme. Okay, theme, I will pass theme. I'll just call toggle theme, okay? Theme equals to this one, also toggle theme to be here, okay? Then for the home, I'm going to do what? Here, I'm going to have two props, okay? Props type, okay? So here, I'm going to have a type, props type equals what? Equals here two things. Theme is what's thing? String. Then we are going to also have what? Toggle theme. Toggle theme, you have to give a theme. You have to give a theme. The type is string and the return void. This is this toggle theme. Oh, sorry, my bad. Toggle theme is nothing. Okay, my bad. Because we don't need to kind of theme. It's already based on the previous value, right? So no this one, like this way. Okay, take a look at it here. Toggle theme. Okay, no needed previous one. Okay, so here after that we can do is a const, which we are just structure assignment, have a theme and have a toggle theme. Okay, and with this toggle theme, I will do what? I will have props here. Then for this class name, I'm no longer too hard coded. I'm going to use the theme. Okay, and in the toggle theme, I will pass this toggle theme to be here. Okay, and I will give continue toggle theme. So I'm going to do the same in my toggle theme toggle. What I'm going to do here, I will just have a toggle. Let me do the same as before. Here I'm going to have a props. Okay, and here I'm going to have props, and here we'll only have a theme, toggle theme, this props. Okay, which you only have this one. Then I'm going to it can also have both. Okay, then here I'm going to have both. Okay, then I will also pass the theme to here. Doesn't matter. Okay, depends what you want to do. And then here I'm going to do is also do the same thing as this one. Okay, and here I will display h2 current theme, and here theme. Okay, and then here I will have a button which is switch to here I'm going to, if current theme equal to light, I will say it's switch to dark, and dark, and or switch to light. Okay, then here I will have a on click will have a toggle theme. Okay, that's what we have achieved so far. So here switch to so the why, you probably will ask why I don't put this toggle theme inside the app. Okay, the reason I want to show you, we have a multi-level communication here. Sorry for the interruption. As I mentioned earlier, the reason I don't put the theme toggle component here is I want to show multi-level. Otherwise, here from home, from theme toggle, I can directly access using props. Very easy, right? Now let's see if it works. So here currently is a light because our default theme is a light. Now I'm switch dark. You will see its current theme become dark, and you will see here switch to light. See here, that is a toggle theme to do. Okay, the style is ugly. We don't mind about it. Okay, so now how can we achieve to using what? How can we achieve to using context? Okay, to get rid of these props drilling from here. You got me? And I'm going to make a copy. Okay, and this copy I'm going to use is what? context. Okay, refactored. Okay, then let me switch everything to here, and also the app, this one I'm going to use multi-level refactor, multi-level refactor, refactored. Okay, multi-level home refactored, and here, where's my multi-level refactored? Here. Okay, home and the toggle theme. The theme CSS, we don't make any change, and let me see if it still works or not. Okay. Okay, still works. Okay, so now let's make a change. Following slide, 3 steps. Okay, and the slide, which is the last version we are do, so it doesn't match what we are doing now. Okay, slides the code. So first, create a context. How to create a context? Using create a context, this API. It's a part of what? It's a part of the React. So you create this context, you give default value, which is default value like a light or a dark. Okay, default value is one the context to have when there's no matching context provided in the tree above the component read the context. If you don't have any meaningful default value, specify none. Okay, the default value is meant as a last resort fallback. It is static and never change over time. Okay, and you will give you some context. And that's what we did. Okay, so for our theme context, what do we do here? It's better to use now. Okay, we'll give 2 things. We're going to be a part. We're going to do for us theme demo. For the created context, we'll hold 2 things. The first thing is what? The theme. The second thing is what? The toggle theme. So here I'm going to do is here. Usually we are going to have a context being exported. Okay, so what you can do is here we'll create a folder called context. Okay, then we'll create a file which is called theme context. Theme context.tsx. I will put TSX so far. I'll put TSS also fine so far. Okay, but later on I have to switch to TSX. Okay, so inside this TS, I'm going to do is our slide did, which is create a context. Okay, here const theme context equals create context. In the create context, no, not this one, not from VM. Okay. Let's create context from React. Okay, here I don't have default value, so you can give we should have a default value. Let me see because if I put it here, we don't have default value. You see here. Okay, one way is we can do is let me see. Okay, we can do like this way. We don't go through this step, we jump to some step. Okay, so I'm going to do yes create here in the app. Okay, create context at the end here. And what is the value? What's the type of this one? We can have a type which is a theme context type. We will have 2 things to do. One is a theme, is a string. Okay, and the other one is a toggle theme, because that's the 2 things we want to be exposed and to be used in every application. And here I'm going to have a theme context type. Here you can give none, or you can give the default. Actually we have default theme and this toggle theme. So here if you want, you can give this object. One is theme, one is a toggle theme. Okay, let's see what's the I didn't import it. Okay, so here have a create context. So now no errors. And this is the first step, okay? For the slides, we will do other ways. So now I have a theme context. Then what do we need? Second step, we already create the context. Next one is providing context, okay? How to provide a context? In the slides, it is show, so here, context provider component is available on context instance. Yes, used to provide a context to its child components no matter how deep they are. To set the value of the context, use the value prop available inside the context provider. So syntax like this way. And the slides is a refactored version. Okay, so I'm not going to do now. I'm going to do is using this way. Okay. So it's better here call a theme context like this way. Now I'm going to comment this one. You add by yourself or for them. What should I do? I'll just do like this way. You are do theme context dot provider. Okay. And then for everything, all the components put it inside it. And for the theme context provider, you will have a value. The value is what? The value is an object which contains theme and toggle theme. That's a value. So for this one, this is default value. You can set it to be none if you want, okay? Because the value eventually gonna be provided. So here I'm going to have none. Okay. So then this line you can put what? This line it's not necessary to put it inside the app. You can put it outside the app. Okay, what it is? My bad. What it is? Control Z. This line, it's not necessary to put it on the app. You can put it here, you know, because if you give default value theme and the toggle theme, then you have to put it on it. But actually for this line, you don't need to put it under this theme and toggle theme. You can also put it outside or what? The app. Also no problem. See here, right? So it's not theme context is not strict under the app, okay? It can be exported, it can be put in theme context TS and exported. We'll talk about it later. So now we have the values, which is our context provider. So now theme is available everywhere under this div, okay? This div everywhere, and this home, this B, if you turn on A, Baba, father, and parent, they all have accessible to what? To this theme and toggle theme, okay? So now, next one we can do is continue refactoring our code. Inside the theme home, you no longer need to for that. How to access from the context? We take a look at our code slides. So now providing the context, we are done. The last step we are going to do is consuming context. For consuming context, it has a hook, which is called use context, okay? It has two ways. But here I don't want to go to the other way. Okay, I just using the hook. You actually have two ways to do. If for the other way, it's a little bit complicated. You search by yourself. Okay, so first way is use context. Then you give the some context, and then you get the value. The value gonna become the value you provide in the context. Okay, so here I'm no longer pass this theme to our home, get rid of it. Okay, then in the theme, home component, get rid of it. Okay, get rid of it. Now, how can I get this toggle theme and toggle theme? We will use what? Use context. See here, for use context, we need to have what? We also need to have this context. Okay, we need to have this context. If I put this context under the app, it's going to have problem. How can I get it, right? Because it's a local variable. So, and that's why the default value here, we don't give a theme and toggle theme. We can move it outside. And move it outside, you can use export, okay? So the better way is we do what? This one, we move to our context folder, theme context.ts. Here, I will export it, you know? And for the context type, I will do is here. I'm going to put this type inside here. So then I can import in my app. I can also import it in a home. I can also import it in the toggle theme. So my theme context creation is moved to theme content.ts. Okay. So here I'm going to import it. Theme, not this one. The theme context from here. See here, everything works here. Now in my here, what do I do? Theme context. Use theme context, it will have a theme and a toggle theme. So here I'm going to remove. What's the problem? Let's see. Because why? Because here I use none or undefined. So potentially this use context may not, the theme or toggle theme may not exist. So I'm going to have a check. I'm going to do like this way. So context. I get a context. I will do if else condition check. If context exists or not. Okay. If context don't exist, I will throw exception. New error. Okay. This home, this component must be used under what? Under theme context. Because if you don't have context, you cannot get a theme and a toggle theme, right? So, and for this one, const, I will have a theme. We are equals to what? Context. This is make sure the context do exist, okay? Otherwise, you cannot use it. The reason I don't have a theme toggle theme here is because I don't need to have a toggle theme. So I'm going to remove it. Because for home, the reason previously I have toggle theme is because I have to pass to the theme toggle, right? So here, remove, okay? Now, for the theme toggle, I can remove all the properties, okay? Remove all the properties here. And remove these types here. And we will get everything from what? From context. So here, I have to have first is a const context. Equals what? Equals use context. Here, I'll have to give a theme context, okay? And then I will do the checking again. If context doesn't exist, then I will throw the same error, okay? This component must be used under the theme context. Then here, I will use context, okay? Like this way. So in this case, we get rid of all the props drilling. See here, from app to home, from home to the theme toggle, okay? And then this home, home is under what? Is under the theme provider. This theme context is what we exposed here. By default is a none. And create context, you have the theme context. You can use a provider. Provider, you can give value. For us here, what we will give none here, okay? Because we don't have I don't know the value for theme and toggle, and it's provided here, okay? And then in the home, I only need to have what? Theme. That's why I only grab theme from the context. For this toggle theme, I need the theme and the toggle. That's why I have both. Now let's see if it works. Okay, so in my app, as you can see here, the home is from multi-level refactored. Okay, so here you will see still works. Okay, but now we achieved using what? We achieved using the context. Okay, context provided everything like that. So this is one version of the refactoring we can do, which is we can do more extreme, okay, which is slideshow. I will show you another way, okay. I will show you another way, which is I will use refactored 2, okay. Refactor 2, which everything return to the theme, return to a theme. I'm going to put it into my theme context, okay. So I'm going to do is make sure refactor 2. I'm going to make a changes here, okay. Oh my goodness, not this one. Okay, it should be multi-level refactored. Here, this one is 2. Rename. This one is 2. Hey, why I have a refactoring about this one? Oh my goodness. Here should be here, right? What I'm doing? Too many files. Okay. Always. Then here, this one is refactored. Okay, this one is refactored, so no problem on this one. Okay, sorry, my bad. I put the context here, which refactored. Then I have to refactor again. Okay, to put all the theme related things inside our context. Okay, 2. Okay, and in the app, I'm going to use this 2 home. Okay, refactor. My bad. 2 home, which is let me make a little bit change. Home again. Okay, see if it should show home again. This component must be used under the which one? Some place has error. Okay, so let's take a look at here. I have a context here. I have a context which is same context. Let's see which is refactor 2. Here, home. The reason is this same context provided is not from 2. Okay, that's the reason. Same context provided. Now refactor. Switch, no problem. Okay, now let's do another level of refactoring. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a theme context here, which is on the context. So all the code related to the theme, like this part and this part, we all abstract into our theme context here. Okay. According to the slide, we will do step 1 by 1. First, we will have a theme context, but now we will export default of the theme context. Okay, so here, this one also I use interface, and in the code here I use type. Doesn't matter. Okay, just define. So here I will export default. Export default theme context. Okay, then I have to change here to import directly from theme context. Okay, and also the app change here directly from theme context to match our slide. Okay, and also in our theme toggle also needed to import from directly from the default export. Okay, then for the next one, we are going to write quite a little bit of code. We will wrap our application with a provider. In this case, I'm going to have a theme provider. Okay, this theme provider is to replace this theme provider, theme context.provider. What I'm going to do, as I mentioned earlier, for the theme and toggle theme, I'm going to move into the theme provider. So I'm going to do is here, I'm going to have a export const theme provider. Okay, equals what? Equals a function. See here, it's a function. Okay, it's a function component. Oh, my bad. This one is a function component. This one is a function component. In the function component, it's going to do what the app do. Okay, so for this piece of code, I'm going to cut into put this same context, same provider. Okay, and what we're gonna return? Oh, because here I use state and set previous. It didn't import it. That's why I have error. Okay, so here it's a same provider is a function component. Function component can return JSX. So in this case, I have to turn this one into what? Into a TSX. Okay, otherwise I cannot write a JSX code. And this one is because I have to import it. Use state. Okay, I got no errors. And what's going to be here is what our app do. Our app is doing this thing. Okay, then we cut and put it here. we'll have theme context provided. Okay, then here I'm going to remove it. And then what's going to happen? Then, hey, between the theme provider here, I need to have my component, right? The component is what? The component should be this part, right? Between this functional component, the theme context provider, between them, the children should be what? Children should be this part, which have a home, okay? So what should I do? What we should do is we will think about how would we use theme provider. The theme provider I'm going to use is like this way. Theme provider I'm going to use like this way. So when I use like this way, this will be children of this component, right? This is gonna be the children of this component. So how can I pass value to here? How can I pass this piece of code, JSX, into here? Yeah, through what? Through props, okay? So here, you're gonna have a children, okay? And the type is what? Children, the type is React, they have a difference between React element and React node, okay? This React element only represent a JSX element. If you use React node, it will represent a number, a string, and any JSX element. You see, React node represent everything, can be rendered. You can, if you want to worry about, you can use React node, which is a broad picture, okay? Then this children, I'm going to put it here. See, so here, this theme provider, see here, our use state and toggle are moved to our theme context. And this is my another functional component. Okay, see here is a function component which is started with a capital case and return JSX. So this children, it depends where you apply that theme provider, this component. I put this theme provider here, then this piece of code is going to be my children. Okay, and after I do this theme provider so far, I move my toggle. Everything related to theme is in my context now. So the code won't be, the behavior won't be changed. I have to, let me, localhost 3000, any errors? Parsing express, which one? Hey, which one has error? Same context TS. I'm not using TS anymore. I'm using TSX. Oh, let me restart. Probably done because I directly change here. Probably I have to restart it. Okay, because it still says it's a TS, not a TSX, even though I already changed it. Now let's switch. Still works. See here, right? So this is another level of refactoring, which I get this theme, toggle theme state. I move to theme provider. In the theme provider, I will be wrapped all the children, get all the childrens I want, and using the children component. Okay. Children React node. This one passed through between the closing tag and the opening tag. That is a theme provider. Okay, so this is our steps of doing so far. So let's get a review a little bit. Okay, so to use a theme, to use context, 3 steps: creating context, providing context, consuming context. So create context using create context, you can give default value. For our case, we don't have default value. We use a none. Okay, and we do know what kind of data I want to be provided in the context, which is a theme string and a toggle theme. Okay, so here here use undefined. In the demo we use none. Then I export it. Why I export it? Because this theme context will also be used in a home and a toggle. Okay. And then how to apply it using context provider. We do different ways. Okay, the last way we did is we use a theme provider, which is a customized functional component. Okay, and we put a theme, set theme, and toggle theme inside this theme provider, and our default values also put it here. Our values, not default value, sorry. Our values also put it here, which is theme by default is light and toggle theme. Okay, and the children will be our home in this case, because we use our theme provider, and this is our children. And based on our theme provider, all the children is here. So here is one is a theme, home. So home is this children here. And then how to use context, I will directly introduce use context hook. I do have another way, okay, which is pretty long. I don't like it. You probably will use the higher order function. I already forgot about it. So use context to have some context. In our case, is theme context. You will get a context. From context, you will get theme and toggle, okay. So from here, we will first get it, theme context. We check if context doesn't exist, I will throw arrow. And if it exists, I will get the two things from, this is on theme toggle and a thing, okay. And now let's, then here, last one is apply theme. Have a class theme, apply theme here. Also have a checking here. If it exists, I will do something. If it doesn't exist, I will do refactoring. So, 3 steps: create, provider, and use it, okay. The last thing I want to do refactoring. Let's take a look at our code. In our home component, we have what? We have this piece of code, which is if context doesn't exist, I will throw arrow. And in our toggle, I will also have this piece of code. If context doesn't exist, I will throw arrow. So if I have more component which require to use theme context, for this piece of code, you probably will be exist in every component. This is a copy paste, right? So not good. We can do refactoring, use custom hooks, okay? That's why I introduced custom hooks here. I didn't introduce on the hooks there, right? Because this one exactly. So here we can refactor with a custom hook. What is custom hook? The name convention, okay? First, custom hook is a function, okay? It's a function. But this function has a naming convention, which is must start with the keyword use. In the rules of using hooks I mentioned, we see the actual error message. If you use hooks not on the functional component and not on the top level, you will get errors. And it will say, oh, your hook is not in the component, top level component, and not in a custom hook. Custom hook must start with use, which help differentiate from regular function and make it easier for them to follow the rules of hooks. Okay, you can also return values. The custom hook can return any values or function needed by the component to be or that use it. Okay. So here for us, for this piece of code, I'm going to be created. I'm going to use inside a custom hook. Okay. Here I'm going to put it with our theme context because it's related. So here I'm going to do is export const use theme context. Okay, and because it's a custom hook, I will start with use. I will say use context. Okay, use theme context. It by default it's called use context. I will say use theme context. It's a function, so you write a function. This function gonna do what? This function going to do this part. You cut it, okay, and then you put it here. And the use context, we have to import it. Okay, after we import it, no errors, and eventually we return what? Return the context. Okay, so now in our toggle theme, I get rid of this part. For this context, I will get it from where? You will get from this custom hook, which is use theme context. Because here return what? Return a context. So here you will use theme context, okay, and call it because it's a function, okay. And the same thing for our home. This part we can get rid of, and then we can use theme context. Okay, so now our code looks like a more concise, right? So lots of those if condition is being moved to this custom hook. So everything related to the theme context you can get from where? Theme context. Okay, so that's last step we refactor. Now let's do a test. Okay, here refresh. Let me change the code a little bit again. how about home? Again. Use theme context now. Okay. Now let's see. Oh, again, guys, here. Toggle. Oh, still works. Okay. So for context, we finish, and inside a React project, you can have more context, okay? And for the best practice, I suggest you have everything related to your context thing. Create a new files and manage your context thing like this way, kind of like a more structured code compared with other two ways, okay? So thank you for watching this video. I will see you next time. Bye bye.